All right, you guys, welcome to the listening room. I'm your host, Eddie Booze, and with me today, my amazing friend, my awesome guest, Mr. Robby Ravenwood. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, Eddie. How you doing, buddy?
I'm not bad. Great to have you today. Thanks for coming in and hanging out in the studio. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, man.
Awesome. Okay, so today, like every day, I like to start the show off with a little bit of gratitude, just like I like to start my day off. And today, I am so happy and grateful for my father. I am so happy and grateful that my father is a loving, caring man who has always been there for me and has always had my best interest at heart and has never pushed me away from following my dreams, which is music. He's always been very supportive of everything I've ever done. Got me my first electric guitar, and I'm just fortunate to have my father in my life and so close, and I get to see my dad fairly often, and I'm so happy and grateful that I get to spend time with my father and that my father is as loving as he is. So, Robby, why don't you tell me something you're grateful for today,
Well,
my
first
man?
I'm going to tell you, I think it's great that you have a dad that's supportive, because a lot of artists have parents that sometimes, they're not I guess they're looking out for their kids' best interests,
Right.
but they don't realize sometimes that their passion is really what their best interest is.
Right.
So I'm grateful for your dad, too. How's
Awesome,
that?
brother. I love it.
But I'm grateful for you, Eddie, and I'm grateful to be able to be on this show. Anytime I ever get to be on a radio show or do any kind of promotion and have some fun with somebody that I love dearly, I'm happy about.
Awesome, my brother. Well, it's always great spending time with you. You come in the studio, and so just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory with Robby and I. Robby's been recording his new album with me lately, and it's awesome. It's I think we have 9 recorded already, and I think we're going for one more.
9.5. I think we're going about halfway through the
right on.
10th one.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, thank you so much, Rich. Laura, great to see you. Don, love you, Donnie. Good to see you, my brother. Feeder, hey, great to see you.
Wow, Feeder and Laura. Hi, guys.
Yeah, everybody's on. Okay, great to see all of you guys. That's awesome. So, now we appreciate those kind words too, and so it's something I always like to say right here on the show is, being active in your mental and emotional health is key. You can't let the circumstances of life make you happy, because things are going on. Life has its, subconscious program, and it just runs, and so you have to be active in that mental and emotional health. And I find that acknowledging the things you're grateful for and being conscious of those things are some of the most important steps to staying active in your mental and emotional health, and being conscious of and acknowledging the gratitude, celebrating it. So I invite you guys out there to think of something you guys are grateful for and acknowledge it. Say it, write it down, talk about it. Write it in the comment section if you guys are grateful for anything in particular. So yeah, and I always like to share a little gratitude and start the show off with that. But so, Robby, great to have you in the studio, my man.
Thank you. I want to say something, too. I think in this time that we're going through right now, it's been really great to have a lot of people similar to what you're saying that have made connections and stayed positive.
Sure.
And made phone calls to each other and checked in with each other.
Yeah.
Just to see how we're all doing. So, I think that plays a big part in mental health. How's that?
No, I think you're absolutely right about that. And something actually you said too, like earlier too, like about having a parent that is supportive. You're absolutely right. It's not all the time that, parents are supportive of, of their kids' dreams, especially when they're outside the norm of, being a doctor or a lawyer or something that's, something that a parent would otherwise feel as like, feasible or tangible for their kid to get, as opposed to like a professional musician or professional artist of some sort, where they feel that that's like,
it's a hard profession. Right?
No, it's super easy, Rob.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I'm swimming in the money.
Are you?
know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like,
by the way, you can all send money to Eddie too, so
Absolutely,
help
guys.
him swim some more.
Absolutely,
off
guys.
the deep end.
Every dollar counts right now, you guys. So if you guys find me on PayPal or Venmo at Eddie Booze, you guys could donate. If you guys like the show, if you guys like the content on my channel here, you guys, I do tons of different types of music on here. So I'd always like to see. I always appreciate any donations. Every dollar counts.
I take credit cards. Did you know that?
That's awesome, Rob.
I don't give them back. I
Right,
take 'em.
Nice.
Joke number one, folks.
Right. That's cool. So the very first time I met Rob, I I was actually hosting was it an open mic? It wasn't an open mic. No, it was a
show.
showcase.
It was a show. Yeah, we
So-
met on Facebook, I think,
Okay,
initially.
so I think
Or something like that.
somebody.
Truck
I think it was
stop.
Nathan. Right. I think it was Nathan that introduced. I don't remember exactly how. No, I don't remember.
Nathan is the cause of all my problems.
Right, yeah. Namely me, right?
Yeah, right.
So, but anyway, so I was hosting a showcase at this place called Gallagher's in Long Beach, and I heard of Robby, and I heard he was a musical comedian, and I was having a few different people come in. It was a Tuesday night thing, so I called Robby. I said, "Why don't you come down and do a set?" You know, kind of sight unseen. Hadn't heard his set, you know, and he comes in, and I remember he asked me, he's like, "Well, how?" You know, do you like, he goes, I do a show, everything from G-rated to X-rated. He goes, still
do.
Yeah. So he goes, so where do you want it? And I was like, I don't know, PG-13, you know, maybe R, you know, we're in a bar. So it's like, he gets up on stage, and I like, this is the first time I ever met him. And I remember thinking like, he rode the line the entire time. It was this close, like for the entire time to like shutting his show off, because it was.
You did shut me down one time.
Did I
at
really?
Sababa.
No,
Yes,
I did
you
not.
Did.
Did I really?
Somebody did.
Oh, it wasn't me.
You were the messenger.
I may have been the messenger. But no, Robby's comedy is edgy. It's awesome. It's amazing. And I ended up watching the entire show. And when he got off, I remember I told you, I was like, that was one of the funniest sets I've ever seen. And it had me on edge, dude, because I was thinking the owner was going to come over and like tell me, get this guy off stage. The owner ended up coming over and telling me, this guy's fucking hilarious. You know, like, she had nothing but good things to say about you. Erin, yeah, she had nothing but great things to say about you. She totally loves you. And I was like, oh my God, okay, like, you know, I didn't want to get fired, you know what I mean? Like, so.
Well, thank you for taking that kind of a risk, especially since you hadn't heard me.
No, you were great,
before,
man.
so.
And since then, I've loved working with you. And, you know, a couple of the people who have commented out here, Laura, and, you know, I'm not sure if Nathan's out there watching, but I've worked with some of them too. And you guys are all awesome. And Robby, you know, knows some of the people out there as well that
I
are
see
watching.
Bob Slauson. He says I rock. I like that.
Awesome. You do
nice.
rock, Rob.
Yeah.
You do rock. In fact, let's give everyone a little taste of your rock, huh?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to show you guys. So Robby plays, you know, kind of, Robby plays ukulele. He plays piano, plays guitar. And you describe yourself as a musical satirist, correct?
Right.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us what this first song is about? This is Miles for You.
Okay. Well, this was actually, I think this, I write a lot of kind of funny songs and I write serious songs. And this one's sort of kind of in between. So
Okay.
it's, I guess I would call it a serious song. And I wrote it for my friend Miles, who was a friend of mine for 30 some odd years. He knows exactly how many. I never can remember. But
Is.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. Did I say was?
You said
no,
was.
no. He's still my friend. Yeah, we're still very
just wanna
good.
make sure.
He's sort of my traveling companion.
Okay.
We go on all these crazy trips together, and so I wrote a song about him as a traveling man. It's kind of a bromance song, and I told him too. This is like on this album. This is the first song that is like completely positive. You know, there's not a lot of sarcasm in it, and it's not pathos. So it's just the joy of friendship. It doesn't matter whether it's, you know, two guys, a guy and a girl, two girls, or everything in between. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually love this tune, dude. I'm really happy to record it. And you know, I like working on your songs too, because they're so they're not your run of the mill guitar, bass, drums. You know, we have, you know, tons of different instrumentation, you know, that weave its way in and out in and throughout your songs, you know, throughout this album. Yeah. And like I said, I was really, as a producer engineer, it was a real treat to get to record some of these songs. And they're good songs too, dude.
Oh,
they're
thank
catchy.
you.
They get stuck in my head. You know, I end up showing them to all my friends, dude. I absolutely love your music, man. So let's take a listen to Miles for You.
That's right. People come and people go. It's a global guarantee. But there's something that I want you to know, that you can count on me. I'll travel miles to you.
All right. That's awesome. Appreciate that. Lee says totally different vibe, and he says I like it. That's really cool. It is a kind of a totally different vibe. You know, Robbie's got a very distinct style. You know, kind of like this, kind of almost like the singer-songwriter standards from back in the day. You know, almost takes me back to like the Frank Sinatra type of feel. You know what I mean?
That's a wonderful compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And Laura said, love that guitar. Actually, appreciate that, Laura. Actually, that was me. Actually,
that was Mr. Booze.
I did that little guitar solo in there. Actually, that was really nice. I've actually played lead for Robbie a couple different times actually, and on this album, on a number of songs, I've done a couple of different instruments and things like that. But it was really fun actually recording the song actually.
And I also want to say too, I was going to say this at some point, but this is a good point to say this. I was calling Eddie Phil harmonic the other day right. Because Eddie is like a punk rocker dude, but at the same time, your musicality vocabulary between those two ears of yours is just amazing. The like the string arrangements that you've made, as well as the guitar playing and the keyboards.
Well, thank you, man.
No, seriously, I'm in good hands. So anybody out there that is looking for someone to record with, and he is not even paying me for this endorsement, so
I appreciate you, brother. Check is already in the mail. No trip.
Can I say something a little bit more about that other song? The other thing that was cool about that song is I'm a very spiritual person, I think. And my friend Miles actually asked me like a year or so ago, what did I want for my birthday? And I was sort of kidding, and I showed him a picture of this Jazzbox electric tenor guitar because I've been playing so much ukulele. I thought, well, that'd be cool to switch over to something that's, a little bigger, 5 steps down or whatever. So he bought it for me for my last birthday, which was like a year ago. And so I was sitting there with that guitar, and I said, okay, what's going to come out of this, And the funny thing is that song came out of that, which was kind of reciprocal to the gift that I was given. And I've never written anything else on that guitar since. So anyway, that had a lot of meaning to me.
Awesome, man. I love that it's got that sentimental value. You know what I mean? And it really, to be honest with you, it makes the songs that much more relatable to anyone else out there who's gonna hear it and be able to relate that to a friend. Be able to relate that to something very meaningful to them. Whereas as opposed to a song that's just poetry to music. You know
Absolutely.
What I'm saying? That's just kind of, directionless almost.
And having a friend for that long a time is like your dad. I mean, it's like it's rare in some respects in terms of,
very.
In the fast-paced world we live in.
30 years?
30-some years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Probably before you were born, probably.
No, I'm older than 30. I'm older than 30. I'm not going to say how much older than 30.
Okay, all right.
Let's just say I'm 31.
All right. And holding.
Right? That's close enough, huh?
That's cool.
Awesome. Watching from El Dorado Park. Nice. Robby Ravenwood.
Oh, wow, Mike. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, Robby plays a lot around in Long Beach. Robby's from Southern California and plays a ton around here in Long Beach. And I've been actually trying to convince Robby recently to start doing some stand-up, some just straight stand-up. You know, maybe hit the Comedy Store or
I don't
maybe
do
like
anything
the Improv.
straight.
Right, yeah, right.
Inside joke.
You're right.
Oh, sorry.
No apologies
No
necessary,
apologies.
Robby. I mean, you are a gay man. And
All right.
No, it's not a secret. You don't have to.
I'm pensive, Eddie.
Okay.
Alex is gay.
Right. Okay. Okay.
No, but I haven't done straight stand up in a long time. I mean, I used to do stand up, and then I
Right.
did music, and I was really, it was really hard to do both, and that's why I mixed them together.
Dude, your stand-up is hilarious.
Oh, thanks,
Like your
man.
jokes are, your stand-up is excellently timed and absolutely hilarious, dude. Like I'm telling you, that's why I'm trying to convince you. Like I think you would because you have a very distinct style that's very visual, and you get the crowd involved, and you have a very improvisational aspect to what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think a lot of comedians have a very set, a lot of comedians have a very set. There are
Sure.
improvisational comics.
Right.
But the way you do it is very tasteful. And I think that really, the only person I was actually like really the other day thinking about that was kind of similar to you was like almost Jim Gaffigan, because he's got this very, kind of distinct style, and you can be clean like that too. But you can also take it to another level too.
Well,
So
I always respect the venue, believe it or not.
I know you do.
I do.
I know you do.
I don't always respect the audience, but I respect the venue.
Right.
No, I'm kidding.
No. So, well, I mean, you have
Sorry.
been kicked out of some places, so
That's true.
right. So, all right, you guys. So let's do. I was going to go into that story, but let's just leave that for another
That's
day.
fine. Okay. All right.
All right.
They'll
so,
want to tune back in. It'll be like a serial.
right. Yeah. Exactly. All right. So we're gonna take a listen to another song from Robby. They want to hear a little stand up from you, dude. They're all like aching for a little Robby Ravenwood stand up.
I'll do one hack joke, okay? Here's
do
my
it-
hack
do a
joke.
joke.
Okay. I'm half Irish and half German, which means I'm too drunk to take over the world. Ba-dum-bum. Okay, thank you. I'm here all night. Try the veal.
Right.
Well, at least Eddie's laughing. I can't tell about Cyber World. They're all like,
Right.
they're all changing the channel now. It's like, gonna go look at the archive ones. Like, enough of this.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. All right, Rob. On that note, let's go ahead and show another song. This song's called 6'3" in a 5'9" world. No, we'll talk about it as soon as this is done. Here we go.
All right.
Chandeliers, they hit my head. My legs too long for my short bed. Washing dishes, backache dread. I'm 6'3" in a 5'9" world. Ceiling fans, a scalping blade, longer than a float in a Macy's parade. Freak show, Frankenstein charade. I'm 6'3" in a 5'9" world. So you say, how's the weather up there, buddy? Why, I bet you I played basketball in school. Is it true what they say about guys with big food? To see eye to eye with you, I need a stool. Fool, I don't fit in my bathtub. Dinner time's a double grub. A long tall sorrows at the pub. When you're 6'3" and a 5'9" world.
clean your top fridges.
Dude, I know Robbie's songs crack me up, and it's funny because like I'll listen to Robbie's songs and then like 2 months later I'll catch something I didn't catch before, because I'm engineering the song, so like I'm not always as honed in on the lyrics as I should be, I guess, and then like I said, like I'll catch, it's like watching a movie over and over again, you see it 5 times and you still catch new funny stuff, like a good comedy.
That's kind of the plan.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that people do that. So that, again, what a nice compliment. Thank you.
Awesome, dude. It's a hilarious tune. It was really funny when we recorded that too. Like we had a pretty fun day in here, and you hired a trombone. so
a dude I found on Facebook,
okay,
like last minute, because this was the first. Usually I'm such a control freak.
Right.
Most of my songs, like you go to an open mic and someone says, "I just wrote this," right?
Right.
And there's whatever is that means it's good, I guess. But for me, it's like I want to know a song. I play it like 100 times before I ever go out.
Sure.
So this time it was like, well, you had some space open, and I just wrote this song, and I thought. I wanted a trombone player in it, right? And I go, I don't know any trombone players. So I looked on Facebook on Musicians for LA, and I found this guy.
Right.
And
so you didn't know anyone, like you didn't have any actual, Lori says, did I hear a toilet flushing?
No, that's the sound of my career.
Right. I don't know. We did have sound effects in that song. Did we have a toilet flushing in that tune?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
I don't
Maybe it's like a poltergeist.
All right. Check 1 2. We should be back. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I had an incident a couple days ago where a friend of mine came over and was helping me with some monitoring issues. And let me know if this happens again. I'm going to go ahead and go audio off. All right.
Are we on where they can hear me?
They can hear you now.
My friend Frank says he's got his shirt off, so
right.
Maybe you could send some pics. No?
All right.
It's a dating service and a show.
Right.
Dinner and a show.
All right. Again, if the sound messes up again, you guys, please let me know. I had a buddy over here, and he messed with my settings, and it kind of screwed some things up, so I'm hoping that it stays okay now. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and get into the next song, actually. And I'm really hoping that it stays good for the rest of the stream. Here we go. This song's called Passed Away.
I saw that picture of you, it broke my heart in two to realize that you had passed away. I think of us as kids and the wild and crazy things we did, a part of me just passed away. Now that you're gone, all I'm left to do is to write a song about how time slips away. Though I know you're in a better place, I long to see you face to face, where all regrets just pass away. When I saw that picture of you, it broke my heart in two, to realize that you had passed away.
So Laura asks, what keyboard sound patch is that, Rob?
Well, I have a Casio, and I'm not really sure about the model because I'm not Mr. Technical when it comes to most of that kind of stuff, but it's just basically like a piano vibe sound. I could look it up and find out, but it's definitely a bossa nova, which leads me right into what I wanted to say about this song. This was a song that I wrote about my brother who had passed away, and I'll try to keep it short here, but I found,
No, go ahead and tell the story,
I was on the internet, and I was looking at my brother because I was taking a friend of mine who was a TV writer, and she was moving to Austin, and she didn't like to drive. So I offered to drive her to Austin, and we went by Prescott, Arizona, and I had kind of been estranged with my brother, and that was sort of an off-again, on-again relationship all my life, and he's my older brother. And so I thought when I came home, I'll look him up, just because some time had passed. And then sadly, I found out that he had passed away. And so what was funny about this to me, I guess, at least to me, is my brother was very much a Southern rocker type. He's definitely into Leonard Skinner and the Allman Brothers. And I like those bands, but that's not my style. I'm much more like a Bing Crosby kind of guy. So I wrote him a bossa nova, which, wouldn't have fit his style per se, but that was kind of like my homage to my brother. So
Sure. Well, it was beautiful, man.
Thank you.
And I can't imagine what it's like to find out that way.
Yeah. Well, it was shocking,
Yeah.
My brother was I always say he was sort of like the black sheep of the family. I was more like the off-white sheep, kind of ecru or eggshell, Navajo white, So, I love my brother. He had a very adventurous life, and he got into a domestic dispute with his wife, and his wife called the police, and anyway, he passed away.
I'm sorry, my brother.
Not to bring this all down, but
No,
I mean,
you know what? This is this is real life, my
Yeah.
man, and that's what we're talking about here. Like this album, what we were just talking about, what I just said before about how this means something to you. Like every single song on this album is actually meaningful. There's nothing that's, you know,
made up,
contrived,
per se, or
fake.
whatever, yeah.
You know, it's all
Yeah.
has you know everything in here. Whether even the musical satire stuff, satire stuff, it comes
Right.
from a place of experience. You know, I
Right.
mean, with the even with 6'3".
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, with Miles for You. I mean,
Right.
everything's got a very distinct, tonal quality to your life and your experiences, and people are gonna either laugh or cry or feel something. But that's the goal of art, is to make people feel something. That's the
Yeah.
goal of my goal is to, when I create my art, is to make somebody feel something.
Oh, absolutely.
Whether it's happiness, sadness, love, joy, whatever it may be, however they're gonna relate to that. That's
Well, that's where people find the universal, I think, in the specific. I'm talking about my brother, but I don't say my brother Don per
Right.
se. I mean, I could have, but and I think people relate to that, or they hear one of my bad relationship songs, and it's like, yeah, everybody's been in that situation too.
Right.
So I think the idea, because I mean, sometimes people say, oh, do you just write comedy? Or no, I mean, I write serious songs. It's about 60-40,
Gotcha.
But that's just kind of the way it happens for me,
okay.
So not complaining though, by the way.
No, absolutely. I love your stuff. In fact, let's kick it back up a notch here, and let's do, absolutely, Laura. Create an emotional connection. That's what art is. So let's do Too White to Sing the Blues. So tell me a little bit about this song, Rob. Tell us a little bit about Too White to Sing the Blues.
All right.
It says one of my favorite parts of all songs. This ends with one of my favorite parts of all time. I can't help but laugh every
me
time
too,
this song
buddy.
ends. So tell us a little bit about this song. What's this song about?
All right, so one day I was in a wine bar in Long Beach. I won't mention which one, but it was on over by no, I won't say. It was in the the west side. No, the east of downtown. I don't know what I'm saying. It wasn't Bellflower. It was Long Beach, okay? And I saw these two guys, and they were in their 30s, and they were white, and they were as Caucasian as I am. And they were singing The Needle and the Damage Done,
Yeah.
And I hear that stuff in open mics, and I'm a pretty sarcastic person, if you hadn't noticed. And so I thought, Needle and the Damage Done? I'm thinking counted cross stitch. It's like, what, they poke their finger with the needle. So I decided to write a song, I'm Too White to Sing the Blues.
Okay.
Oh, that, why? Because black people get the blues and white people get depression.
Right. Okay. All right, here he goes. I'm Too White to Sing the Blues by Robby Ravenwood.
I eat bologna and Velveeta on Wonder Bread. I'm reading Catcher and the Rye and the Fountainhead. I'm driving my Prius down to the mall. I'll text you later, baby, gotta take this call. This Miracle Whip fanatic doesn't have a clue that I'm too white to sing the blues. I listen to David Sedaris on NPR. I go to open mics playing lousy guitar. I buy polos and sweaters and chinos and loafers from LL Bean. It's Abercrombie and Fitch's footwear, and Hollister wet dream. Yeah, I'm a slave of fashion, Madison Avenue. I'm too white to sing the blues. uptight to ever see the light, that I haven't the right to ever sing the blues.
All right, you guys. I'm too white to sing the blues. E7. I love it. You guys are great. That's a good song, Rob. That was too fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. I did actually play the solo on that song actually, and it was. I actually don't remember like what I played on the album. Sometimes
You weren't too white after all, you know.
I guess not.
No.
Maybe I'm not. I don't know. It's the Hungarian. It gives me my olive tone.
I could have written that. You're too Hungarian to sing the blues. Right. Go play the mazurka or whatever, you know. Go eat some goulash. We're gonna get kicked out. I get kicked off of everything.
Robby is currently in Facebook jail, and has been there 7 times.
Point of pride, man. Point of pride.
Point of pride. So
and it's cruel to kick you off during a pandemic too, you know.
Especially
it's
on Facebook,
you know,
right?
It means I have to talk to my boyfriend, you know. I love him wherever he is. I know he's out there.
He's watching.
And I saw Sal
Alex
too.
out there.
So Sal Rodriguez,
Yes,
Mr. Comedian,
Sal,
funniest guy in the world.
You know, so I told you, it was funny actually that you're on here. Actually, I don't know that we've ever met, but I was talking to Robby today. And I said, I told Robby, I said, as soon as this is over, I want to go out and play a USO tour. I want to go out and play for the armed forces and just tour and play for any armed forces out there and anyone in the you know
the services.
yeah
man.
in the services and armed services. So and Robby happened to mention Robby happened to say, oh, he goes, my buddy Sal's done that before, and I've been looking forward to doing something like that too. So me and Robby started talking today about putting together like a 3-man show to go and do like a USO tour like as soon as this is over. As soon as it's possible, to be honest with you, I'd like to go out and put together a really awesome show and just go out and play for the troops.
I would love that, and then we might have to kidnap Sal to do it.
Let's do it.
You know,
Let's
you've
do
been
it.
warned.
You've been
You've been
warned.
warned, Salvador.
I just need a picture now.
Someone likes your mohawk.
I appreciate that.
He did that for me, you know.
Yeah, you know what? Like right now. So right before the show today, I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Mohawk it is. So here we go.
I think it looks good.
I appreciate you, Rob. Appreciate you. Thanks, Adam. All right. So, Robby, it's been great having you on today. It really has been amazing. This show is been kind of growing. I think we're only at our 19th episode now, and thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. And it's every Monday through Friday from starting at 6:30, and sometimes it goes 20 minutes, sometimes it goes 30, sometimes it goes an hour, just depending on who's on the show with me. And I've had some really, really great guests on the show. I've had, aside from Mr. Robby Ravenwood, I've had my really great friend, Mr. Kyle Romero from the Mind Tasting Podcast, who's going to be a guest every week. My great friend, Mr. BJ Engel, who's in the room tonight. He's going to be with me every Monday. We're going to be together talking. He's going to be joining me all the way from Canada, from Soyuz, Canada.
Wow.
And I was talking, and I have a musical guest every Friday, a new musical guest every Friday. And I've been talking to Robby today because I've been having so much fun with him in the listening room with you guys today. I would like to invite Robby back to be a regular guest on the show. So me and Robby have been talking during the songs now, and we're putting together an idea to maybe bring Robby back either every week or every other week on a specific day to join us on the listening room. We have too much fun. And it would give us an opportunity to go over some other projects we're planning on working on as well. Robby and I have been talking about doing a couple of music videos for him and talking about doing a couple of movies as well. Robby and I were talking about doing a documentary coming up here pretty soon.
Mockumentary,
Together.
right?
It was something along those lines, so
Somewhere in between.
we'll figure that out. But yeah, and we'll be letting you guys know what that's all about pretty soon. And, hopefully you guys will be, out there who play music and who are, in the Southern California area, be willing to be a part of it. Oh, no, these are all real guitars. The one behind Rob is a banjo, and that's a electric guitar or acoustic. That's my show guitar right there. Ukulele, mandolin. That guitar up there is broken, but I'm gonna fix it myself. And
Sal, this is all a delusion. There's nothing's really going on.
It's all
here.
CGI,
right?
That's right. That's awesome.
Take your meds, buddy.
Exactly. So this is so again, and I'm really enjoying being able to showcase some of your music that we've been recording, and we've been going over. We've been recording these for what 8 months to a year now.
Yeah,
something like that, and going on.
Easily.
Yeah, so we've been working on the album real hard and doing lots of different stuff, having different people come in and be really
unknown trombone players.
The trombone player, going back to that, was hilarious, dude. Okay, so So Robby finds this guy who he'd never played with before. Nobody knew around here. He just kind of put an ad, or he found an ad.
He was on Musicians for Hire on Facebook page.
So Facebook page for Musicians for Hire, and the guy came over and he's a trombone player, and he was sufficient.
He came in right on time. He was a musician who was on time. I think
he was good. Listen. It was he was. But
I think he was used to sheet music, I think so that was part of it.
Maybe, and I also think from what I recall that he actually didn't have a lot of experience.
Right.
And
never stopped me.
To be honest with you, I actually remember in my memory serves me correctly, that was his first studio gig.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he came in and and when I engineer, I'm very open about what I think should be there. If you're going to come in and bring an instrumentalist in and you have an idea, I think there should be trombone in the song. Well, I will also give my take on, I think it should be here, 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 and here. Maybe try something that sounds like this. I'll let I'll have an instrumentalist take a couple of runs through each part. And then, as I'm hearing the song go through, I'll have, ideas will form, things, naturally kind of form in your head about, oh, wow, this could sound good here. Why don't we give this a shot? Try this. Let's see what sounds best.
I'm going to compliment you again because that happens over and over and over again where, I'm a pretty melodic guy when I put my stuff together. And Eddie is always adding these melodic parts. And that's one of the things I like when you work with somebody in a studio or in a band situation because people bring what they do to the table. And I don't know if you know this or not, but the beginning melody lines and all this stuff, that was all you. You were telling him, go ba-bum, ba-bum, bum,
right,
ba-dum, ba-bum, bum, bum,
Yeah.
And I mean, it fit like a glove,
right.
And it worked out perfectly.
Well, he did go through the entire song. He did go through the entire song like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
We gave him a couple takes to just run through it and kind of come up with what he'd come up with.
Cut and paste, right?
And then I told him, why don't you let's do the beginning and then do this, do that. And we got to the solo part and I remember the guy was like, there was one part in the solo and it actually came out so good.
It was cosmic.
It was perfect for what you recorded, because the song was this kind of awkward, oafy 6 foot tall guy walking around a 5 foot world.
Right,
it's like
right.
You get this trombone right. You know what I mean?
And the contrast with the ukulele too.
At the end of the day, this dude delivered a damn near perfect performance. Seriously, and it was to be honest with you, it's really nice, to help be able to facilitate pulling a performance out of somebody and saying, try this. What do you think about this? Let's see if this fits. And then kind of move forward on those things and get it, and get it. At the end of the day, know that yes, we put the work in, we got this right. You know what I'm saying? We didn't just have a trombone player on the song.
Right.
And he didn't just get a couple of good parts. Oh, that's a good part with the trombone. No. We got it right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We produced the song properly and put the instrumentation in the right places.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said for the silence too.
Sure.
You can't have the trombone just smashing
all the whole time, right?
I mean, that would be insane. You know what I mean? So, for instance, I have a song coming up that I'm recording right now, and this song has been giving me the mixing like dilemma of the century because it's a country-ish type tune with a acoustic guitar as a backing as the main instrument, and then it has fiddle, it has banjo and dobro, which are all three fairly lead instruments. So, and I'm not.
Are you playing the banjo?
I'm playing the banjo. So I'm a fairly new banjo player. I just got a banjo for Christmas. So I haven't been playing the banjo long, but
Our condolences.
yeah, but yeah, right. But
What, the bagpipe was taken?
I'm gonna start on that one next, my man. I'm gonna tell you.
No, actually, I've heard him play. Yeah, you're amazing, dude.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. In fact, I'm gonna pick up the banjo before this episode is over,
Uh-oh.
and I'm gonna play y'all a tune.
Uh-oh. All
right.
That sounds like a threat.
That's a threat. So y'all might want to get some earplugs before that happens.
I want to just address a couple things. Mike Russell wanted to know if I got to pick up. No, I did not. Everything's closed because of the COVID-19 virus. I'm hoping to do that with a guy named Jimmy Yamaguchi, who is the host of Kulaks. And I invited him to watch, so I don't know, maybe he's being quiet and secretive. But anyway, and also Mae West is here. Come up and see me sometime. Yep. You're all crazy. Just wanted to go on record there.
All right, we should be back, and I believe we are.
Maybe somebody could text, yes, you can hear us.
Indeed, we are. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're going to finish this thing up. We're going to get this in before this sound thing starts happening again. And I'm going to fix this thing if it no matter
Like
what.
you wouldn't believe.
Man, I had this thing running top notch, and then I had a friend come over and try and help me with a specific monitoring issue, changed a bunch of settings, and I don't know what the hell he did. And since then, I've been having these audio issues. I have deleted programs and reinstalled and set stuff back to factory settings and then redone everything. So I'm figuring it out, but we'll get it. I'll make sure that it's back by Monday. It should be perfect. So
I say we kill him.
well, I think that's a little extreme, Rob. I think that's a little.
Bitch slap him with a noodle.
You're right.
A wet one. Goodbye, Facebook.
Right. This is YouTube.
Goodbye, YouTube.
Right, yeah. No, this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good TV, Rob.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
Quality.
All right, you guys. So we're gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys Robbie's the last song. We're gonna show you guys of Robbie's today. Usually we only show 3 tunes. I'm really emotionally invested in this album, so I asked Robbie if we could show a couple of other songs today. One of the ones we did called "Sonia Dear Sonia." I did some string arranging on this song, and I absolutely love this song. It's such a beautiful tune, and I would love to. All right. Alex says, "Great opportunity to write a song about killing him."
After dinner tonight, honey.
Right. There you go. But no, this song is I love Sonia Dear Sonia, and I'm gonna play it for everybody right now. And I hope you guys enjoy this tune. This is one of my favorite songs on the album. And you didn't actually record all of this with me. You recorded the piano with who? You could record.
Well, I recorded the guitar, and I think
guitar.
I think we redid the melodica later, but I recorded the kind of a rough track of
the main guitar
and a
parts?
rough vocal with Noah Grove.
Noah,
before he moved back east.
My man, miss you, brother. If you get to see this episode, I miss you. Check out Noah Grove, you guys. Go subscribe to his channel. He does awesome live streams on YouTube all the time, where he does super cool like looping station stuff. And dude plays all kinds of instruments, super sick. Go check out Noah Grove. Subscribe to Noah Grove, and also subscribe to my man, Mr. Robby Ravenwood.
.com.
RobbyRavenwood.com. YouTube, Facebook. After he gets out of Facebook jail, welcome him home.
Instagram.
Check him out. The Porcupines.
Truck Stop Highway 5.
Truck Stop
Exit
Highway.
8.
He's doing it big out there, you know. So
Can I set up the song just real quick too?
please. I would love for you to.
Okay, I want to let you guys know that this is a song that I wrote. This was an interesting exercise for me because I wrote this song. I don't know, is it the third person, the fourth person? This is a song my father would have written to my mother. And I come from a very creative family. My mother was a professional ballerina in the old country, and then I have another brother who's a comedian, and I had another brother who was basically kind of an artist, cartoonist, a sister who's a writer, and my dad was like surrounded by all these creative people, and the only thing creative he did was like mow the lawn. But I wanted to write a song about him writing to his wife, my mother, and she was a war bride from World War II, and I'll let that be where it lays.
Let's take a listen to Sonia, Dear Sonia, one of my favorite songs on the album.
Sonia, dear Sonia, darling, how I love you. Pretty ballerina, war bride, double W2. My battalion called Italians, but I captured you. From Trieste back to stateside, we were wed. 52. Sonia, dear Sonia, Helen Verchet, like a pearl from an oyster, you were taken away. Now my sweetheart's past the dramas, life makes us endure. If our pain was the symptom, then let our love be the cure. Sonia, dear Sonia, our kids have all moved away. I'm retired in Arizona, just counting the days until I see you. I miss you, I'm sorry that you're gone, but however and forever, you're right here. In my song, Sonia, dear Sonia, darling, how I miss you. So dance, ballerina, war bride, double W2. Your flames on eternal ember of the heart that was our home. Still it's you I remember late at night. I'm all alone.
Love that song.
Oh, look what Sal wrote. Robbie's dad wrote a beautiful song. I was channeling him, I guess.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's one of my favorite tunes from Robbie. Sonia, Dear Sonia. Traffic Man. When are we going to do Traffic Man?
I don't know. Next week, I suppose.
Let's do Traffic Man. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in today to the listening room. You guys, I can't thank you enough. And again, be active in your own mental and emotional health, you guys, and acknowledge and celebrate the things you're grateful for every day as much as possible. Even earlier today, man, I was having a rough day earlier today. Like, you know, it's been hard to get my rent paid, you know, and to be honest with you guys, you know, and but I got it done, and you know, just, you know, where do we go from here? It's just been kind of stressful, you know. So, I realized too, I was conscious of it, and I thought to myself, because I was feeling so bad, like inside, you could feel it, you know, you can feel the actual physical stress, you know, like in your chest, like in just like
it's like your chakra.
Yeah, exactly.
Is hurting.
So, you know, and I knew to tell myself, you know, to like, okay, like I gotta pull my book out and write the things I'm grateful for to literally change my body chemistry. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and your mindset, because it's a blueprint. You know, it's a mental blueprint of what you're putting out. I believe that, and what you're putting out. And you know, I want to say one other thing too about you: the fact that you're doing this every day for people. I'm sure all your fans and my fans and everybody else appreciates it. But like what you're doing and what Noah's doing is keeping music alive. It's keeping entertainment alive. It's keeping the connections alive. It's keeping our friends and the love that we have with each other. You know, you're doing the best you can, and I think you're doing a phenomenal job, Eddie. So thank you for having me, and thank you guys for all the nice comments. And tell us the secret, Salvador wants to know. Okay, I was in The Secret. That's all you need to know. Page 19 if you want to look it up.
You were in The Secret?
I was featured in The Secret, yes. The Law of Distraction.
Love it. All right, you guys. And with that, let's just check in with Miss Daisy and see what Miss Daisy thought about today's episode. All right. She loved it.
I think that's called nonplussed. She's a sweetheart.
She is. She's a doll. Get out. I want to get out and take her for a walk.
Take me for a walk.
Right. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Tune into the listening room every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 6:30, right here on YouTube.com/Eddie Booze. Subscribe to the channel if you guys enjoyed what you guys saw today. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, and and then it'll let you know when we're gonna be up and doing the damn thing. And there's Miss Daisy right there right there down by the show. So again, come on, watch the listening room every day at 6:30. You guys, I have a musical guest every Friday at 6:30 as well. And I have Daisy needs to visit Bongo, absolutely. And every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 o'clock, right here on my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, P. Barnes. Every Tuesday and Thursday, right here on my channel, you guys, I go live. I do live music from about 8 to maybe 9 or 10 at the latest. And you guys can tune in. You guys can request some songs every Tuesday. I have a list of 200 songs. You guys can request anything you want: hip hop, classic rock, pop, country, reggae, punk rock. You name it, I'll throw it out there. And every Thursday, I have a little jam session right here, you guys. So check out last night's jam session on my channel. It was me, Mr. Dave Burns on banjo, and Mr. Robert Kaiser's on the fiddle. We played for a couple hours, so hopefully you guys will check that video out. I will see you guys next Monday at 6:30. Thank you all. Love you all. Robbie, thanks for coming out, my brother.
Thank you, bud.
Great having you. See you guys soon.
Eddie Booze.
Have a great night, you guys.